This is looking very hauntingly empty.
This large piece of machinery is still functioning.
This appears to be a field generator of some type. However, I am unfamiliar with this design.
This is definitely a field generator, but I'd have to study it more closely before I could give you any details.
I don't think we will be here that long to get too close to it.
Look, a shooting star. On Earth, that means you get to make a wish.
Shooting star is actually a misnomer. In reality, they are simply meteors which are incinerated as they enter a planet's atmosphere.
I know, Data, and rainbows are just the refraction of light by water droplets, but they're still beautiful.
It appears this screen is meant to display information to the user. This aperture indicates that some element may be missing from the panel.
Well, it's got to be one of two things. I'm guessing it's this one.
Intriguing. It appears this screen is meant to display information to the user.
There we go.
Intriguing.
Oh, helpful.
Some of the data has been corrupted over time. However, I believe the ship's computer can still extract a great deal of information.
I don't see anything special about it.
Okay.
I'd like to get this information into the ship's computer and find out what it is.
I'm sure we will do that soon. I don't think Picard and Troy will have much to say about it, but we can try. Okay.
Fascinating.
And I think we're done here.
It did not work.
Oh, whoops. There really isn't much we can view in this place. We have a pit.
This is the energy source that keeps the site running.
The power source appears to still be functioning.
Okay, so we've established that this is the energy source.
This device is similar to a subspace phase spectrometer, which is normally used to measure the intervals between subspace phase fluctuations.
Okay.
The device is like a subspace phase spectrometer. We use them to measure the intervals between subspace phase pulses.
And for simpletons like me?
This looks like a device for analyzing and recording astronomical observations.
Okay, so basically it's a space telescope.
It did not work.
I think we are done here.
If I were to speculate, I would say that this particular site was used for making astronomical observations.
That would explain why this outpost is so far from the main body of the Chodak Empire. Perhaps they were attempting to make clean observations, uncontaminated by interference from their own transmissions.
Let's record as much as we can. Our computer can analyze the data and make sense out of it later.
That conversation was very good timing, as I was about to leave this area. So let's see what we can discover with our tricorder.
Readings indicate that this chasm is 3.487 kilometers deep. The walls are composed primarily of igneous rocks. This instrument is set to measure the interval between certain subspace fluctuations.
I believe we have done all we can do here now. Let's head back to the Enterprise.
Beamer. Captain's log. The archaeological site on Horst remains a fascinating mystery. I'm hoping that our ship's computer will be able to analyze the tricorder data we discovered at the Chodak site and tell us quickly what we need to know.
I hope so too, but right now we need to be a little bit more patient.
Sir, we are receiving a signal from Starfleet. It is Admiral Williams.
On screen. Greetings, Admiral. What can we do for you?
An unknown alien race has just crossed the neutral zone into Federation space. All attempts to communicate with them have failed.
Are they hostile?
Definitely. So far, every ship and outpost in their path has been attacked, disabled, and left for dead.
Do we have any idea of their objectives?
That's the strangest part. It looks like they're pursuing the Romulan fleet into the Zatanus Nebula.
Then my first instinct will be to let them go with our blessings.
I wish we could. Unfortunately, Outpost Delta 08 lies directly on their present course. We can't afford to lose it. Proceed at best possible speed to the Yaz system and intercept.
Understood. Picard out.
What are your orders, Captain?
Set course for the Yaj system. Maximum warp. Engage.
Okay, I will be taking control of this one, as if we don't escape, we will be destroyed. This is unwinnable.
Matter-antimatter reactor down.
Captain, sensors indicate that the outpost has been destroyed. There are no survivors.
Mr. Data, check the ship's computer for any possible identification of these aliens.
We have no record of contact prior to these attacks.
There have been rumors of a war between the Romulans and an unknown race on the other side of Romulan space. Perhaps these are the same aliens.
I want to know why we had so little warning before the alien vessel's attack.
We did not detect them on our sensors until they were already within visual range.
Did they have a cloaking device?
During the battle, our sensors registered emissions similar to those of the alien probe that attacked Merton's stations and the planetary shield protecting Frigis.
A chameleon field?
That appears to be the case.
Perhaps these aliens were also responsible for the attack on Merton's station.
The chameleon field is an ancient Chodak technology. These aliens might have borrowed it from them.
Mr. Data, plot the course of the alien vessels based on their attacks in this sector.
The pattern of their attacks would indicate that they are headed for the Zatarnus Nebula.
Then it appears that the Romulans aren't the only race seeking the Unity device.
I did try a few times to take the Chodak head-on, but I was routinely destroyed. I'm guessing there might be some ways to win it, but we need to continue on this path.
I have correlated the ancient Chodak star chart with our own astrogation charts.
Does it reveal the location of the Unity device?
I can find no mention of the device. However, the chart does contain the planet Alanor.
If Alanor was the administrative center of the Chodak Empire, isn't there a chance some trace of the Chodak remain, even today?
That sounds like a long shot.
It might be the only one we've got, number one. Where is Alanor?
The planet is located inside the neutral zone.
I don't think we need to worry about the treaty at this point.
Still, we must use caution. There is a provision of the treaty which allows for scientific research. We'll use that as a cover for our mission. Mr. Worf, inform Starfleet.
Aye, sir.
Lay in a course for Alanor, Warp 5.
Warp engines unable to sustain current speed. Reducing speed to maximum warp.
Engage.
I'm thinking that we may need to refuel our dilithium crystals before we head on, as this is going to take a while.
Engage. Hail the starbase.
Hailing the starbase.
Cleared for docking.
Take us in, number one.
Yeah, we kind of desperately needed this, as our warp was at 3, our maximum warp, and we have been in a few battles. Even though they've been easy, we have lost a fair few photon torpedoes, and we have taken some minimal damage. As long as we don't deviate too far off the main track, we should be fine.
Engage.
Warning. Entering the neutral zone.
Captain's log, we have arrived at the planet Alanor, where we hope to find information about the Unity device, a legendary superweapon created by the ancient Chodak. Although we've managed to travel deep into the neutral zone without being challenged, I feel certain that an encounter with the Romulans is only a matter of time.
Helm, standard orbit.
Mr. Data, any suggestions?
I suggest we contact Starfleet, Captain.
I think there's going to be
We have completed our scan of the planet. The surface is heavily damaged and radiation levels are high, possibly the result of war in the distant past.
Are there any life signs?
No, sir, but we have detected an extensive network of caverns below the surface. We are picking up Cochrane field emissions from one of the chambers.
Is it a natural phenomenon?
I do not believe so. The field is exhibiting a binary modulation pattern, which may imply some form of computer in operation.
Sounds like a good place to begin a search.
Sir, many of the caverns are heavily shielded. Our comm systems and transporters will be unable to penetrate them. The nearest beam-in point is more than 3 kilometers from the Cochrane field source.
Then that will have to be close enough. I'll lead the away team myself.
Captain, we have no idea what's down there. We can't risk...
Number one, we have no choice. The Unity device, if it exists, could be a weapon of incredibly destructive power. We must learn what it is and what it can do. My knowledge of the Chodak could be vital to the success of our mission.
All right, sir. I'll assemble an away team.
Make it so.
Beam down coordinates selected.
Oh, hello. Who is this? Let's bring Worf with us.
Lieutenant Worf, please report to the transporter room.